This is good. I mean, anytime you get your team together by yourself with no distractions, it's always a nice thing. And we're going to be able to do that. We're going to get out there and play 3 tough games, see, top 10, top 15 teams in the country and, be able to compete. And as a player, that's what you want to do. I remember 100 years ago when I played, and we played Louisiana Tech twice, back-to-back years, and they're number 1 in the country. And, we got killed, and I don't expect that from them. But we got to play against teams that were in the top 10, top 15, and that's what you want to do. And these guys are looking forward to it, and so are we.
How's it going with Ebony, and how soon do you think she might be able to come back? Or
I'm not going to make any decisions or calls on that till we get back.
Okay. What about Sharice? I know didn't play in the exhibition game. How's she looking?
Sharice actually did play. It was Antiesha that didn't play. That's okay. We have 2 Sharices and 1 Ant. I don't know. How are you looking, Ant? You know what? She got cleared on Monday, and we knew that. She's been practicing with us up until Monday, but she got fully cleared. So she's going to be Antiesha. She's going to be a leader. She's going to be a captain, and she's going to be ready to go.
And then with Sharice, that was my other question.
No problem.
With Sharice, what are you looking to see out of her? I mean, it says probably a projected starter.
Mm-hmm.
I know it looked like maybe a little bit hesitant in the first half, but really when she wanted to go to the hoop, I mean, she really had her way when she was able to do that.
She did, and that's what she'll do. And, as freshmen, they're afraid of making mistakes. And I tell them, just go play. Upperclassmen are going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. So she's getting, her feet wet. And I think she did that with the exhibition game. And she is a projected starter right now. She's doing everything she's supposed to be doing. And we have a lot of depth, so we can sub in and out. But you're right. Once she gets comfortable, she's a pretty good player. And you'll expect a lot from her. We had to get better defensively, so we worked on that today. Transition defense, we had to get better. But to take away from it is we got a game under our belt. We got to play with each other, quite frankly, after an emotional week. And we got a chance to grow together as a team. Had a lot to work on. We did that today. We'll do that tomorrow. But I'd be a little bit worried and nervous if we were peaking right now. We do have to get better, and we will. But I'll tell you what, they had a terrific practice today. It's night and day. I mean, it really is. You have a calming force amongst the guards. I mean, there's a point in time I'm watching tape, and I have 4 freshmen out there, 2 guards at the wing that are freshmen, 1 point guard that's a freshman, and I'm like, what in the world are you doing? With Antiesha there, it's night and day. And she'll calm the guards down. She'll make sure everybody gets together. She'll be a leader out there, and it's nice to have her back. I'm watching my diet because I don't run as much as they do. But, we always eat good and healthy on the road. And, we'll spoil them a little bit with some pizza or whatever they want. But we had a lot of pizza in Italy, too. So, we'll make sure we do exactly what we normally do.
Where's this team at right now? Are they ready for game 1?
Oh, I think so. I mean, and if they're not ready or not, here it is. But, I mean, after the practice we had today, after the things that we saw on film, the good and the bad, they're ready to go.
What do you, as far as the competition in this tournament, what is it like, and how do you guys stack up?
In terms of how we stack up, we'll see. Texas Pan American is very athletic. They love to run. They love to get in you. They love to make it sloppy. So we can't get involved in that. We've just got to play disciplined basketball. Texas A&M is who they are. They're very athletic. They're not sloppy. They run set play after set play. They get into you. They have suspended one of their players indefinitely. Who knows if she's going to play or not? I don't know. I know she was practicing, but we'll see. But they are ranked 5th or 6th in the country right now. And DePaul, I think, shot 54 threes their last exhibition game. So they'll get up and down and want to score over 100 points. And Doug does a nice job with his group defensively. So we're going to play athletic teams who really like to push it and make it hard for us. And we want to make it hard for them.
How do you prepare for a weekend like this where you got 3 games, 3 days? I mean, practice-wise, you prepare for one team one day, the other the other. How exactly does preparation work?
We'll prepare for Texas Pan American because they're our first opponent and what they do. but you have to be good at what you do. How are you going to play ball screens? How are you going to play off-ball screens? How are you going to play personnel? If you do that, especially these first 3 games, because you just don't have time to go in there and run through sets and prepare, that's the best way to do it. Do what you do best, and if they beat you at your best or what you do, then so be it. But we have to do what we do at our best.
What is it that this team does at their best?
Well, you just have to prepare. So off-ball screens, you switch guard to guard. You switch post to post. On-ball screens, are we going to hedge? Are we going to body and under? Are we going to ice? Are we going to trap? Whatever I call, we have to make sure that we do that and we're communicating with each other. So those are the most important things. And then player personnel. We have scouting reports. So, like 13, Tucker, she was a shooter. We knew she was a shooter. We got to know who Pan American shooters are first and foremost. And then our other opponents. Is number 1 a shooter or a driver? Is number 11 a shooter or a driver? And then just make sure we play them accordingly.
Any anxiety or butterflies because you're just like, hey, I just want to see what I got. I want to get this thing going?
There's butterflies every game. So for me, there always is. And it's not right now, but it will be once we get there and once game time. And that's ever since I was a player. There's always butterflies I have. And it's fun. It's just the competition. It's your juices flowing. It's everything. So I think it's a good thing.
Which post steps up?
I think Khadijah, getting a double-double, I think you're good for that all the time. I really liked what Josie gave. Obviously, Alexa played well, and Kiana was great on the boards. I think Kiana's got to look to score more, and I tell you what, she had a good practice today. So between those 4 and how well the 3 scored, I think Kiana's going to step up and get some more points.
Anything else?
Holy smoke, I'm usually here about 4 minutes or something. You guys were good.
Thank you.
It feels good. I think being that the whole entire surgery was a process, going back to fundamentals of shooting. I mean, I remember my hand being sore and thinking, I didn't realize I had so many muscles in my hand. So I think the shooting will come along with practice and repetition. And now that I'm cleared to do a lot more, I'll be able to, get the mechanics back where I want them to be essentially during conference time. Right now, I feel like I need to solely focus on leading the team, like Coach said, bringing the calm, rebounding, and defense. So I'm not necessarily worried about the stroke right now. I'm more so concerned about getting my team on the right path.
2-part question. I mean, how tough was it to sit out that exhibition game, and then how excited are you now to, just get going?
It was tough. It was really tough sitting out, but then again, you have to, count the good in it. Thank goodness it was one game and is exhibition game. And, being that we are trying out so many different rotations, it was good for me to miss that game. It was good to, share the wealth of playing time and missing out on the first exhibition game, that's where my experience has to come in. I'm 5th year. I should know how exhibition games go. I should know what to expect in the first game. I should know how to channel all that nervousness and anxiousness into productivity. And I forgot your second question.
Just how excited now are you ready to get going?
I'm really excited. Since we lost last year at Utah State in the Mountain West tournament, it was kind of laser focused until this season. I'm glad it's finally here. I think having surgery on my finger kind of deterred my path a little bit, but nothing that I felt like I couldn't bounce back from. That's the reason why I had it. But it's exciting. I'm more excited, getting back on the court with my team and enjoying my senior year more than anything.
You're obviously a captain and a leader of this team, but is there even more, do you feel like you take on even more responsibility after what's happened with Ebony? Is there a part of you that wants to take even more responsibility as a leader on this team?
No, not necessarily. I think my role on the team has been the same for the last couple years. I think we all take pride in helping each other. So yeah, it's a name, being a captain, but Khadijah gets after people in practice too. Bryce has to step up, all of our upperclassmen. So I wouldn't say that there's a more responsibility on my end or I feel like I need to fill a void. I think the void that we need to focus on feeling would be, rebounding and points and scoring off the bench and everything like that. That void that Ebony could have potentially helped us out with. But that's just, we've had a history of bad things happening during the beginning of the season where we had to come back. And I'm just glad that, anything that's happened is happening right now.
It's always fun to get some good run. Could you talk about the competition in this tournament?
The competition is going to be healthy. It's going to be really healthy. We started film today on Texas Pan American. We know that they're athletic. We just got player personnel on Texas A&M and DePaul, and from what I've seen, Texas A&M, they're athletic and they're big and they'll get up in your business real quick. And DePaul, like Coach was saying, they like to shoot threes. They have the neon green light on shooting the three 4 or 5 feet off the line. So I think it's really going to be a test of will. I think our team is very competitive. I think the freshmen got their feet wet in the exhibition game, so they won't be as nervous this next time around. And, the rankings and stuff, that's great. But, we've played a national team in Italy, so the nervousness or anxiousness against playing a really good team doesn't really, affect us at that point.
Considering you got those two more or less heavyweights coming after the first game, how important for you guys to get a good start in that first game?
I think the first game will get us going. I think it could potentially be a good confidence booster. And again, the freshmen getting their feet wet, and even some of the other players who have to step up this year getting their feet wet as well. I think it'll be good to play a team that's similar to Texas A&M and DePaul. It's good to play an athletic team all the way around. I think our practice team as well, is getting us geared up for really, really, really good ball pressure. So they've been in our stuff these last couple days in practice. So I think they're doing a great job of preparing us for that. And, like I said, I think the first game will just kind of get us going.
Sounds like you have a lot of confidence in other guards around you because, you don't seem like you're ready to rush it. Like, I got to get back, I got to start shooting because, I got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you're ready to take it slowly.
Yeah, and it's a learning experience for all of us. And, there's only 2 seniors right now. It's me and it's Maddie. So we have a senior post and a senior guard. I know that our guards are fairly inexperienced at this point, and I think that's all they need is guidance. They don't need somebody to take all the shots and, put up all the points and rebounds and stuff like that. They need, a leader that will say, hey, we have to do this collectively as a guard group. So I have all the confidence in the world in the wings right now. And like I said, I'm not pushing the score. If it happens, it happens. But, playing selfishly, it doesn't go very far.
What about how are you going to resist all the food in Chicago?
See, Coach don't know this, okay? But I'm a big girl at heart, okay? So I sit at the end of the table to where she can't necessarily see what's on my plate. But I think it's more so about knowing what you can and cannot handle. And, I don't want to go out and gas up teams, in Chicago. So, we all just have to be smart and stay healthy. And I know it's cold up there, so it's going to be staying warm and lots of emergency and washing hands.
So in other words, when it comes to all the good food down there, you're going to get your part of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. It'll probably be me, Khadijah, and Bryce easily at the end of the table. Blame it on the freshmen.
Anything else?
Sweet.